I remember back when the Cowboys was good. I remember back when the Chiefs was bad. And I remember, what was it? Bill Belichick's girlfriend wasn't even born yet.
Oh, Bill. It seems like Bill Belichick has always had this image of being very stoic and confident. I watched this guy and Tom Brady basically torment the rest of the league for 2 decades, and he was always known for his strict and disciplined approach to coaching, limiting external distractions as much as possible. He never really got very emotional either. In fact, he seemed like the kind of guy who celebrated his Super Bowl wins by just staring at a lake like this for 6 hours. That's why it was really surprising to all of a sudden hear stories of Bill and his 24-year-old girlfriend running around, causing a ruckus in the media. And if I'm being perfectly honest, it seems like he's a little bit in over his head here, to say the least.
Everybody in the world seems to be following this relationship. They've got an opinion about your private life. It's got nothing to do with them, but they're invested in it. How do you deal with that?
Never been too worried about what everybody else thinks. Just try to do what I feel like is best for me and what's right.
How did you guys meet?
Oh, no.
I'm not talking about this.
No?
No.
It's a topic neither one of them is comfortable commenting on.
I mean, come on here. What are the odds they met in any kind of normal situation? What do they think, they bumped into each other at the grocery store and there was instant chemistry? Apparently they met on a JetBlue flight in 2021 when she was a student in college and he signed her college textbook. I'm wondering if she knew who he was, or she was just, she found him really attractive and then later on realized, oh wow, you're a famous football coach? Even if you put aside the fact that she was probably watching the Rugrats when he won his first Super Bowl, their relationship clearly isn't heading in a good direction. Bill can put on a brave face, he can keep walking around wearing a shirt with holes in it, acting like he's the same old Bill, but I think we all know he's crumbling inside. And everyone else is aware that this isn't a good look. When Charles Barkley was on the Dan Patrick Show, the subject came up and it was really uncomfortable.
What is Bill Belichick doing?
Well, this is a very slippery subject for me because Bill's one of my really good friends.
Alright, sorry to stop it already, but you know it's bad when the first question asked is, what is Bill Belichick doing? And then Charles Barkley proceeds to call it a slippery subject. Imagine your love life being talked about like that by your friend. And this is him trying to avoid saying anything bad, so he just calls it a slippery subject. And I think he meant slippery slope because then he proceeds to say that twice.
What is Bill Belichick doing?
I'm not sure what's going on. He's been a great friend for me for a long time. We've been friends since he coached for the Browns. I think he got to be very careful right now. This is starting to be on a very slippery slope. He's the greatest football coach ever for him and Nick Saban, for college Nick Saban, for Bill to NFL. Yeah, I from what I'm hearing, it's starting to be a very slippery slope. And I never talk about people's personal relationship. That's another rule I got. But I will admit I'm a little concerned with some of the stuff that's going on. And I might actually reach out to him and make sure everything's good. But I am concerned from what I'm hearing because, it's not a good look right now. I'll admit that.
And he's such a control freak, but he's relinquished control, it feels like. That's what's surprising to me.
This certainly seems to be something that rings true, considering I think his girlfriend is his PR manager at this point. Like in that CBS interview, there's no reason for her to be there at all, let alone to be chiming in when they're asking him questions. And also, apparently he was supposed to be featured in an upcoming season of Hard Knocks, which is an HBO show that usually covers like the training camp and preseason of NFL teams. Bill is now coaching at North Carolina, so the show would have been covering that, but according to this article and a few others I saw, his girlfriend Jordan Hudson wanted to be heavily involved in the project, which may have been a major contributing factor to its downfall. That's honestly too bad because that would have been hilarious. Imagine seeing her running around on the field yelling at players while Bill just stands on the sideline. She was actually spotted down on the field during a practice at UNC wearing whatever that is. It's probably expensive. I don't know what the hell their relationship is actually like behind the scenes, but it's pretty clear she's using him for his money. She now has a $9 million real estate portfolio. This is just my opinion, but she also seems to quite enjoy the attention they get from the paparazzi, and she literally weaseled her way into a Dunkin' Donuts commercial with him. How is that real? I'm gonna play it, but just remember, your brain is probably going to instinctively think this is an ad. It's not an ad.
Welcome to Java Jam, Battle of the Coffee Brand Bands.
This ain't the Dunkings. Where the hell are Matt and Tom?
Forget them suckers. Matt Damon and Tom Brady don't have the heart of a champion. We got a new squad, Dunkings sequel. Affleck and Belichick. Dunkings!
What is Bill Belichick doing?
Try to do what I feel like is best for me and what's right.
How did you guys meet?
Not talking about this.
You heard him. He's just trying to do what's right and what's best for the team. That's what he's doing right here. The man won a bunch of Super Bowls single-handedly, so I think he knows what he's doing. There wasn't anybody else involved I can think of that made a big difference. Honestly, if you were to go back in time 10 years ago and tell me that this is what's going to happen to Bill Belichick, I probably wouldn't believe it. It's not like this can just destroy his legacy and undo everything that's happened, but I certainly think this does affect how people are going to view him. It also depends on how this upcoming season at UNC goes. Either way, this is definitely having a ripple effect across the sports world. A lot of people are weighing in on it. When Julian Edelman was on Colin Cowherd's show, they basically had a whole segment about it, like it was clearly the elephant in the room. And even the video uploaded to Colin Cowherd's YouTube channel has Bill Belichick in the title.
I defended Jordan. I even defend her real estate empire, which she's building.
Mm-hmm.
She's a go-getter. She's, her mom and dad had a business. It went bankrupt. The fear. She's like, hey, I'm going to go get her. I get it. Like, I'm going to defend her. She's a tough PR. She's telling people, don't ask that question. That doesn't bother me at all. There are people around Bill that are a little concerned. In Patriot Nation, if you were on a text chain, is just say, you don't have to give me names. Would it be concerned? Would it be he's okay? Because it's like a thing now.
Yeah, it is a thing. And the number one thing we used to talk about all the time in New England was distractions. Let's not make distractions. The game's already as hard as it is to prepare for, to play, to coach. And regardless of what her role is, Jordan, I thought he got an unfair public opinion on the whole thing, because that happens all the time.
Sure.
Anytime we're doing behind the scenes, this, that, you got someone who represents you, they're going to jump in. But now that it's gained and it's snowballed to what it's become right now, where we're talking about it 3 weeks later, it's becoming a distraction. So that's what I'm sure. That's what we all think right now. This is becoming a distraction. We gotta practice what we preach here.
So yeah, that's pretty bad coming from a former wide receiver who was coached by Bill Belichick for like 11 years. He's absolutely right that it just seems to be a distraction at this point. I mean, I'm making a video on it. There's a lot of people that have made videos on it. I never expected I'd be talking about Bill Belichick in a drama video. I understand that Colin Cowherd is saying that she's a go-getter and that she's very driven, which, that's great, but also she just kind of found Bill Belichick and then latched onto him.
I get it. Like, I'm going to defend her. She's a tough PR. She's telling people, don't ask that question.
He's acting like she's just some PR manager that he hired and she's tough on people. Like, no, she's his 24-year-old girlfriend who's bossing him around. Am I supposed to be impressed that she's basically taking advantage of some old dude? I'm not the only one who thinks this, by the way. In fact, it's starting to cause issues in Bill's own family, it seems. On Instagram, comedian Nikki Glazer defended Bill Belichick's girlfriend Jordan Hudson by saying that publicists sometimes act the way that she does and people are just out for blood. In response, Bill's own daughter-in-law, Jennifer Schmidt, who is married to his son, chimed in, and she said publicists act in a professional manner and don't storm off set during an interview. I think this is in reference to the CBS interview. I heard a lot of people saying that it may have been even worse than it looked, but they edited it. In general, a lot of people just seem to be making fun of the entire situation, and I can't imagine any of this is actually going well behind the scenes.
They're both benefiting from this, her professionally, him somewhat professionally. So I don't like to be too judgy on this stuff.
I don't either. But, once again, I mean, we're talking about this 3 weeks later. It's on ABC. It's on this. It's on that. I mean, it's getting to a point where we gotta start worrying about, the ACC. We got to start worrying about Dabo Sweeney. We shouldn't be talking about our girlfriend.
No. What we need to start worrying about is Instagram. Look at this. Bill Belichick is an Instagram star now. Let's see the caption here. New diss track dropping soon. Fire trouble. What the hell is this? I think she wants to be Instagram famous now because she has over 100,000 followers, and I can't help but find it hilarious thinking about them having conversations about Instagram. I mean, what are the chances that Bill knows anything that's happening in this moment right here, or why he's doing anything that he's doing other than he wants to get laid? That's what we know for a fact, that he wants to get laid. That's not the end of the world, but is he really going to let her control his entire life from here on out? Anyway, now let's hear Chris Sims' take on all of this. This is just audio.
With Dan Patrick on Thursday a little bit of like, you know, who are you and what the hell did you do with Bill Belichick? I feel like that's what everybody's kind of saying. They're all kind of the same. Like, who is this guy? This guy's doing things that there's no way he would have been cool with if he was coaching a football team. Things are going down where you go, you know, him and some of his cronies would be making fun of somebody else if they were acting this way or doing things that way. And that's where it just seems a little hypocritical.
Yeah, and now things seem to be taking a turn for the worse because there are rumors everywhere that they got engaged. I feel like this only gets worse before it gets better. I don't see this ending well at all, but I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know how you think this season will go at UNC. Maybe this won't impact him at all, who knows. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see a lot of similar content, and I'll hopefully see you next time.